You were a young woman. You had the opportunity to move from here to there. You were the life of a party. You could move from anywhere to any other place. You could take decisions immediately. Nobody held you accountable. But seasons have shifted. You now have more responsibility, children to take care of, a career to build, a husband to take care of, and so many things all calling your attention at the same time. But you still want to hold on to the old season. You still want to enjoy the leisures, the things that comes with that old season. Or you an old job, the season in that old job have shifted and you have moved into a new role, a new season, but you are still holding on to the mindset of that old job, that old level. In today's series on letting go of the past and embracing the future that God has in stock for you, I'm speaking on letting go of an old season and embracing the future that God has in stock for you. My name is Ogechi Franklin. If you are new to this channel, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'm doing a series on letting go of the past. Please stay tuned, subscribe, so that you can get notifications whenever I drop any of the videos on finally letting go of the past and embracing the future. Seasons of life are constantly changing. Life is constantly shifting. But sometimes we hold on to an old season, even when we know that that season has ended. And while I was meditating in the book of Ruth chapter 1, from verse 2 going into verse 3, to give you background, and the husband Elimelech with their 2 sons left Bethlehem because there was no food. There was famine in the land, and probably God asked them to leave. But just imagine that maybe God actually asked them to leave in that particular season to secure them, and they went into the land of Moab. But verse 2 of that chapter 1 of Ruth 1, from verse 2 going into 3, it says, and they went into the country of Moab. And the next thing says, and remained. And then they went into the country of Moab. That was the first sentence. And remained. And then Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died, and she was left with her 2 sons. In verse 4, they still remained. The 2 sons got married to these Moab women, and they still remained. And in verse 5, lost her 2 sons. And then in verse 6, it reached a realization to her to say, maybe our season in this land was over, and we were still holding on to it. We were still holding on to this past. We were still holding on to the season where God has told us, come to the land of Moab and stay. But God did not plan for them to remain, but they held on to an old season. That got me thinking, sometimes we hold on to a season that has ended. We hold on to a particular time of our life. Sometimes we are aware that that season has ended, but due to some reasons which I will highlight, we hold on to those seasons and we do not let go. Imagine you are a young woman. You were in a season of your life where you were the life of every party, where you could move from one nation to the other with no one holding you accountable, where you could move from one place to the other and no one saying stop. And all of a sudden, you find yourself in a new season where you have more responsibility. You now have children to take care of. You now have a husband that needs to seek permission from to go to certain places. You now have a shift in season. But because you were used to that old season where you could go to every party you want, where you could move from one city to the other with no restriction, but that season has ended. But if you are not careful, you will hold on to that season and think you can still implement that old season in this new season. Or take, for instance, a season of being in a particular job or in a particular role has ended, and there was some comfort, there was some leisure you enjoyed. You were already used to the people in this particular company. You were already used to the company's culture. But God is saying this particular season of you being in this particular job has ended. But sometimes we hold on to it. We hold on to an expired season, and we hold on and not let go of it. And what are some of the reasons why we don't let go when seasons has moved, when seasons have shifted? Number one, we find it more comfortable. It's easy to exist in a season you are used to. It's easy to be comfortable in a particular season because you've seen the good, you've seen the bad, you've seen every phase of this season, and you want to stay with it. At least I can be able to navigate it. I'm used to this season. I'm used to being in this manner. I'm used to being in this particular season. I know every in and out of this season, and therefore we hold on to staying in that particular season, and letting go becomes a challenge. But two, when you stay in a season, you would have created memories. You have made friends in this particular season. You have people, you have made memories in this particular season. And because of the memories, the good memories you have had in this particular season, you will find it difficult to let go. Maybe in the case of Naomi, she had made friends in the land of Moab. She have established contacts. She has established connections in the land of Moab. And even when God was putting it in her heart that it was time to leave, she decided not to. She decided to remain. And that's what happens to some of us. Number three reason why we find it difficult to let go when an old season has ended is the fear of the unknown, the fear of what ifs. In a new season are what ifs. There are so many what ifs. There are so many risks. There are so many things we do not know about when we are confronted in a new season. We do not know so many things. But in an old season, we are comfortable in our skin. We know every in and out. There is limited unknown in an old season. Therefore, we hold on to the old season and not embrace the new season that God has in stock for us. 4, we magnify the level of work required in a new season, and therefore we hold on to what we know. At least we've done all of the things we can do in an old season. We know all of the work that is required. But in this new season, we magnify, I'm going to start afresh. I'm going to need a lot of resources. You've not tried it. You've not tested this new season. So you are tempted to stay back in an old season. You magnify the work that is required, the level of labor, the level of resources that is required to exist in the new season, even when you know that season has shifted, but you magnify what it will require you. Move on into the new season, and therefore you relax in that old season and hold back to it. So why do you need to let go of an old season? Number one, why you need to let go of an old season is that staying in an old season will expose you to things that you have no business with. In the case of Ruth, a season in the land of Moab was over, but she stayed back in that old season, and that costed her husband, it costed her 2 children. You refuse to move into a new season that God has in stock for you, and you hold back. You expose yourself to things you have no business with. Take, for instance, if your time in an old job is over and you continue in it, you expose yourself to all manner of bullying, all manner of things that you had no business dealing with. But 2 is that your preservation, protection, and provision cannot be in an old season. Your preservation, your protection, and your provision lies in the new season. In the book of Isaiah chapter 43 verse 18 to 19, it says, forget about the old things. Forget about the old season. Behold, I am doing a new things. I would even make a way in the wilderness, a spring in the wilderness. So God's provision, protection, and preservation are in your new season, not in an old season. When God brings you into a new season, that is where your provision lies. But if you keep staying in an old season, you are not guaranteed of God's protection. You are not guaranteed of God's preservation. You are not guaranteed of God's, unlimited supply if you insist on staying in an old season. So let go of that old season and move into where God has protection, provision, and preservation for you. Number 3, when you let go of an old season, you release the resources, you release the energy required to be able to thrive in your new season. Take, for example, the people of Israel. When God had brought them out of Egypt, even though God has physically transitioned them from an old season of being in Egypt to a new season of being in a new land, a land flowing with milk and honey, but they were constantly thinking about their time in Egypt. Yes, they had physically moved away from an old season, but that season was still existing in their mind, and therefore they did not have the energy, the resources, their best to give to this new land that God has brought them into. And that's why God had to kill many of them, because the energy they needed to thrive, the energy they needed to bring out the best in this new season was locked up on their inside, because they were still existing in an old season. They were still thinking about the ginger, the garlic, the things they enjoyed in their old season, rather than focusing their attention, their energy, their resources on making the best in this new season that God has brought them into. So let go of the old. When you let go of the old season, you release the energy, the resources, the best of you to be able to maximize the new season that God has brought you into. Fourth thing is that when you let go of an old season, when you let go of a season that has passed, you begin to enjoy the dividend of the new season. Ruth, even as she had made the decision in verse 2 of that Ruth chapter 1 to actually leave the land of Moab, she was still complaining. She was saying, oh, God has taken a lot away from me. Until after a while, she made up her mind to truly embrace this new season. Yes, so many evil may have happened in that old season. Yes, so many bad has happened to me in that old season, but I am now in a new season. I need to embrace it. And until she truly embraced her new season and began to give it what it required, she could not enjoy the dividend that comes with the new season. Until she fully embraced and said to herself, yes, I may have lost a lot in the land of Moab, but I have this Moab woman, my daughter-in-law, staying with me. I need to play my role in her life. I need to coach her. I need to guide. I have something new to do in this new season, which is to be a mentor, to be a guide, to be a coach to this new woman that looks up unto me. And until she fully embrace this new season that she found herself in, she couldn't enjoy the dividend of it. Until she embraced it, you could see the amazing things, the testimonies that came out from her embracing the new season she found herself, giving her best and her all to that new season. And that is how she got the dividend of that season. Maybe for you, you are still existing in an old season, and that's why you are not enjoying the full dividend that comes with the new season that God has in stock for you. Make up your mind to embrace the new, to let go of the old season. Yes, the old season may have been terrible. Yes, the old season may have been great, but now I am in a new season. I have new sets of responsibility. I have new sets of things that needs to be done in this new season, and I'm going to embrace it. What are the strategies to let go of an old season? Number 1, Accept that there is a change in season. Accept that seasons have changed. I am no longer the young woman that can go everywhere I want to at any point in time. I am no more in this old job. I am in a new job. Accept that there is a change in season. Accept. The first point of you letting go of an old season is to accept that there is a new season. And thing is that you need to embrace the new season. Embracing to accept that a season has shifted, but it's another thing to embrace it. To embrace a new season is that you decide in your mind to willingly take up the challenges, the demands that comes with this new season. It's by determining to give it your all, by determining to take up every challenge, every demand, every responsibility that comes with this new season. Embrace the new season. Give it your best. Take the lessons of the past. Take the lessons that you have learned in the past season and apply it progressively in this new season. Decide to say, yes, the old seasons was good, but I'm going to take the lessons that I've learned in the old season and I'm going to apply it progressively. That will show you that you are actually letting go of that old season and applying the lessons from this past season to this new level. You know, the past exists for us to learn lessons and not to have regrets. The past exists to give us a roadmap on what we shouldn't do and the things that we ought to do. So use the lessons of the old season and apply it progressively in this new season. The fourth thing is to get the word of God for every season. There is something refreshing about having the word of God for every season. It gives you the conviction, it gives you the energy, it gives you the joy, the strength to push on, even when you encounter challenges. So get the word of God for this new season. Yes, he may have said something in an old season. Yes, you had the word of God for that old season, but once seasons have shifted, once the past is gone, you need to get the word for this new season, and that gives you the conviction, the energy, the strength to be able to push through every wall, every boundary, every challenge, every demand that season requires of you. Be thankful for this new season. Be thankful for the old season that has passed. Be thankful for the opportunities that the new season has in stock for you. Be thankful. Be thankful for the amazing opportunities. A new season presents a new opportunity. A new season presents a new opportunity for growth, for expansion, for increase. So be thankful for the opportunities that this new season comes along. Hope these few things will help you to grow. These few things I've shared with you will help you navigate through and let go of an old season and embrace the new season that God has in stock for you. I have this book on balance, a guide, every woman's guide for achieving stable and fulfilling life. In this book, I also shared seasons of life and how to know when seasons of life have changed and how you can embrace it and embrace the demands of it and enjoy the fruitfulness that comes with a new season. I have put a link on the book. It's on Amazon. You can get one for yourself and embrace the new season that God has in stock for you. Also, I've put on the description below a checklist on what can help you evaluate if you are still living in an old season, if you are still living in the past, a past hurtful relationship, a past painful experience, hurtful word, a checklist of some of the things you need to check and evaluate. If you tick yes to any of the points on that checklist, then you might still be stuck in the past, and you need to follow this series on how you can finally let go of the past and embrace the great future, the amazing future that God has in stock for you. I hope you were able to gain insight from today's series, and I will see you in the next video. Stay blessed and have an amazing day.